back to the D&D Family Gamers. The Junior back on Honkai Wombat Show. And right now, folks, I had to do a double recording here because we're in the middle of a cutscene, and we finally met up with Thanatos, or should we call her basically Cassie's sister, or her past life sister, technically. But you get the point. We'll be hearing about what's gonna happen. Hopefully, Cassie will get her soul back and come back to the living. I hope. So, if you enjoy, hit like and comment. Let's kick some ass and ring the bell, shall we? Because I'm gonna lose my mind. Let's do this shit. You can also leave a comment from here. Spell here.
Hello.
If you're interested in scammers and bubbles, adults on channel. It's John Gamer. And definitely try folks.
So you checking?
Nice. Alright, let's see.
A long, long time ago, there were a pair of like-minded twins. As foretold in the prophecy, they were chosen.
I got 2 words for that prophecy. It's not Merry Christmas or Happy New Year. The funny thing is, when you look at Castris, in my opinion, she looks similar to March. Like, I know they could have used the character model to make the character, but I don't know why, it's just giving me some vibes.
I already know that my sister voluntarily gave up her own life, so that I could ascend as the demigod of death. But I couldn't accept that. Why did we have to kill each other for a future she'd never see herself? That's not fair.
True. I agree.
So, while weaving the laws of the new world, I shattered the forbidden bottom line for life and death.
And brought back your sister. Makes sense.
I shaped my sister's soul and took the form of the great dragon Pollux to carry her up the River of Souls and back into the mortal realm. But our fates were already decided and manifested in unexpected ways in response to my futile actions. Aging is an unbreakable law of nature laid upon humankind, created at the same time as death. When the living die, their souls will meet Thanatos, who would determine where every soul goes. If the Reaper raises their left hand, the soul is granted death and allowed to enter the Netherrealm to await reincarnation. If they raise their right hand, the soul is rejected by the Netherrealm and returned to the mortal realm to continue walking the earth.
Okay.
That's why the Hand of Shadow can only lay down judgment and not embrace another being.
Yes. Death was originally a pair of hands. They were split in twain when we reached the mortal realm, never to touch each other ever again. The half of Thanatos that represents life, the undying human who grants death, that was the curse I forced upon
So I
him.
was right. Okay.
Then, what about you?
As the half of Thanatos representing death, I shoulder the fate of defying death. I died the moment I entered the world of the living. From then on, I Titan also no longer existed in this world. The cycle of life and death stopped.
So that's why.
Those were denied their audience with death.
So because she decided to save her sister from, technically dying, she brought back to the life, but then it cost her own life.
My selfish desire to save your life gave you and the world a fate far worse than death instead.
No.
Then, what was left of my reason
Bruh.
was left behind in the
Wait,
Netherrealm.
I'm cast? Okay, so it's not mine, it's a story
Taking
one.
care of these flowers day after day, until there is now a sea of them. All while mulling over the subject of life, death, parting, and enduring.
Well, can we find my soul and, get out of here? Well, I love to spend more time with you, girl. But, I'm kind of dying.
Indeed.
Well, I'll definitely come back later.
Like a pair of
No
hands.
question. Just give me a ride.
Even so, we arrived at the same destination.
If that's the episode, I love my asshole.
We walked different paths, yet experienced the same pain.
I had hoped that maybe you would at least have a good life in this cycle.
Back in a few.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
I lived my life well. It didn't go to waste. As far as I'm concerned, you did nothing wrong.
Even though I forced the authority of granting death to humanity upon you, a total stranger.
Too many responsibilities were forced upon me in the course of this long journey. I was once lost, even upset. But I realized recently that if it weren't for your blessing, I wouldn't have understood the source of these emotions, nor would I have realized my purpose. I wouldn't have made it here to reunite with my missing half. And we wouldn't be discussing our past while sharing the same view of this landscape. I wouldn't have understood the meaning of our existence.
The meaning of our existence.
This sea of flowers blooms on dead land, because we sowed it with the seeds of our separation and watered it with our tears of loneliness. Yes, the only thing death is allowed to create are flowers that bloom from blood and tears. That's why Thanatos cannot create living beings at will. Nor can the hand of shadow determine a person's remaining days, because the life and death of mortals should never be dictated by another's will.
Are you saying there's no point in Thanatos' existence?
No. No single being can bear the scales of life and death on their own, not even a god. Life and death weigh equally heavy. We both know that now, don't we?
Damn.
You, too, must have had a difficult life. We've taken quite a ridiculous journey together, haven't we? I had a feeling, even back then, that we would meet again one day. Not to embrace one another after a long separation, but to come in search of retribution. Tell me the answer that's already been written, and let us draw this seemingly endless fate. It's been far too long. I've waited here for centuries, watching day after day as desperate spirits are denied by this lonely wasteland. I always hoped I would see you among them, but I was also afraid of seeing you. I didn't know how I could possibly face you again, but more than anything, I was
I
afraid
swear to try to make you cry, folks. I swear.
you might have forgotten all about me.
I know. But don't you see, Polixia? I made it back anyway. You don't have to shoulder death's authority on your own anymore. It was always meant to be held in two hands anyway. So, let's give our core flame to him, and have him take it back to the mortal realm. Give humanity back their cycle of life and death. Our responsibility as Thanatos was never about picking out favorite souls. We were only meant to watch over life. Let's tend the field together and create a warm sea of flowers for all the souls to come. What do you think, Polixia?
Yes, just one last step. You shall wither, and through that, the dead will sprout again from the remains, and be reborn with the dead flame. As foretold by the prophecy, Thanatos' authority is only destined for only one person to wield. As the Chrysos heir of death, as their demigod, as a titan, our fated moment has arrived once again.
Just like before.
Yes, just like before, but unlike that time, the ones undergoing the trial this time are prepared.
You've made up your mind?
Yes, as dictated by fate. But I won't be afraid, as long as you're here with me. Complete your trial in this life. Grant me the embrace of death, and light the spark of life ablaze. You've been tempered by life and death.
I'm back.
When will we
Welcome
be
back.
able to give this wasteland its first breath of life, like a raven butterfly, flying swiftly into the nether realm.
I swear, Castor, you better not die.
I will. After this, I will remain permanently in the Netherrealm.
No!
The river of souls shall return here and rain down from the
No,
sky.
no, 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 no. No, I refuse. No way. No.
The cycle of life and death will flow once again.
Callus, when you get the powers of the time god, or time, either way, you're gonna fix this damn thing.
Joyous or sorrowful souls, and bloom evermore.
Thank you. Just one last thing. Can you grant me one wish?
Of course. What is it?
Death.
Please. Don't forget me.
I promise you, when we meet in the next world, even if I have endured another reincarnation, even if we do not know each other's names, I will still hold you tightly in my arms. Just like what I did when we were born.
Castorus, you're as beautiful as a fleeting butterfly.
So if I'm getting this information correctly, Castor has got to stay in the nether realm forever to maintain the souls of the dead.
I will bring
Whoa, that's so
rest to
cool.
death. And from now on, stagnant life will once again flow.
That dragon is sick. Is that supposed to be the Titan's true form? That is sick. Oh, screw you! I don't want to see a Nexus point of view. I don't care about his point of view.
Time flies. In the blink of an eye, the 15th entry hour is already at hand. When this farce is over, your soul will be placed on the scales of life and death. Are you ready?
No need to ask so many times.
Bruh! Can we just go back to the other bit? It was getting interesting.
Why do you drag your feet? Is your fear of crowds holding you back again?
I simply find them too noisy. Paying attention to conceited fools.
Yeah, yo, Alexa, can I see you after all this is done over with? And if you ever, and I repeat this, ever tell her to do something stupid, I will beat the much out of you. I don't care if you become the demigod, whatever, I don't give two shits. As long as I get a future out of you, I'll be happy.
Oh. I did not expect to hear that from you. Are you not going to refute me?
I know myself better than you think I do. At the very least, better than a stowaway like you.
Oh!
And they say men whose ends are nigh have but kind words. Well, that is exactly why I chose you.
Should I thank you for the compliment?
The hour of the trial has come. Do you have an answer for me? And how will you prove the veracity of your argument?
I suppose there is no point in putting this off any longer.
Okay.
Do you recall where we stopped the last time?
You were saying that Amphorius's history is cyclical.
Indeed. The demigods that bear the core flames eventually become the new titans at the world's end. Remember what happened on the Holy Mountain? Calypso, Naias. As their destined ends approached, one by one they left this world, leaving only the twins, who are fated to succeed death. Unfortunately, while their journey is consistent with ours, you and Calypso, as well as Nicodor and Naias, act as supporting evidence. I can only come up with a rough sketch for my theory.
Alex, I don't care. I won't go back to the other bit of the story getting better.
It took to reach this point, I had already lost hope of ever obtaining definitive proof. That is, until I met a girl named Polixia and her sister. If Castorus was truly sent from the past to the present for the Titan's self-serving reasons, then having lived through 2 cycles, and with Styxia as the pivot, she will no doubt be the link to connect all of this together. If the Twins of Death can bridge 2 cycles to reunite at the shores of the Sea of Souls, then my hypothesis will no longer be true.
Well, that is all well and good, but how can you be so sure? If there is even the slightest error in your hypothesis, the girl will be shattered.
It matters not. The most important quality a scholar must possess
Anaxa?
is foolhardiness.
You better take that pop back about don't care about her shattering.
Then you'll never have the gumption.
Cause I will go to you, rip that eye patch off, and punch you in the head so hard your brains explode.
Besides,
In your head!
I, an Exagoras,
Oh, I want him.
destined to overturn this farcical world. Come, let us go.
Okay, so... Okay. We got an achievement, I'm scared. Use ally character caster to deal the final blow. Oh shit, I didn't even realize I got that sick. Alright, this is gonna be the next part of the store. Wait. Oh boy. Okay. What are we looking at with time? Okay, we got time. How's our asteroid looking? Not bad, what back up? Not asteroid. Wrong game. Trade.
Fine. So,
Oh.
Let those Chrysos heirs who started this terrible war hear you. Let them hear the voices of...
Seriously, woman, shut up. How the Tepdyne comes behind you and takes you away permanently. No reincarnation.
as always, that woman knows how to stir up a crowd.
Professor Anaxa, I thought you'd pass on this.
Everyone must cast their vote, or this assembly would serve no purpose.
Prof, do you truly think it's wise to entrust the fate of the world to an assembly like this?
Akama has stood strong under this system for 1,000 years. It stands to reason that there is purpose in its existence. But that is not what you're asking, is it? What you really want to know is Aglaya making the right decision in entrusting the fate of the world to you?
Oh boy, here we go again.
Nothing ever escapes you.
I didn't spend all those years teaching you for nothing. Most people only take 4 years to graduate, if I recall.
To tell the truth, I feel like I'm on my way to an execution chamber instead of a podium. So, do you have an answer to that question?
No, I don't.
I thought so.
Because that question is not yours to ask in the first place. Is Aglaya entrusting the world to you the right decision?
Oh boy, here we go again.
Don't make me laugh. That is a question that woman must answer herself. Why are you fretting about this on her behalf? Or have you been seeing yourself as her pawn all this time? Listen up. I'll say this only once. Flip your perspective around and ask yourself this instead. What should I do to ensure that the world doesn't stray from the correct path? That is what you should be thinking about. You still have time, so give it some thought. Oh, and don't bother telling me the answer. Tell it to those begging for salvation from the gods.
Got it. Thank you, Professor Anaxa.
That's Anaxagoras to you.
Who will you be voting for?
That'll depend on how well you perform. May Cersei
Oh, no.
safeguard your thoughts.
Now, can we switch back to my perspective? Because I really want to get my soul back. Thank you very much. Alright, here we go. Lead the way. Here we go. Not with this blabbermouth.
Much obliged, Lord Lygus.
I remember him. He's the penniless lad working for Aglaya.
Where's Lady Goldweaver? Why is she sending this guy to give the last speech? Is this
Can this dude really face down kindness?
by Kefali above? Dear citizens of Aachen, as you look upon me, so too do I see you. I see your fear and misgivings, apprehension about the discord between the
I'm
Council's
hoping
heirs
we
and the
make a
Council's
mockery out of this
followers.
woman, because I really dislike this woman that's trying to be a pain in the ass.
Your uneasiness about
So I'm
the
hoping that
future
we,
of the holy city.
you know, all hell breaks loose, I hope.
Yet, before you contemplate something as grand as the fate of the world, I ask that you look closer. Look beyond the horizon illuminated by Kefali, at the crisis threatening to overwhelm us.
Okay.
What?
Aedes Elysiae, my beloved hometown, is a village forgotten by time. It is a place with the most invigorating breeze and wheat fields that spread all the way to the sea. I once thought that there I would enjoy a lifetime of peace and quiet with my friends and family. How I wish I could invite all of you to that paradise, far from the noise and chatter of the world. Alas, I can't. Because she, and all that she nurtured, all that I loved, they have long been devoured by the black tide. My beloved home is no more. I will never forget the day the black tide struck. My father, Hieronymus, fought with a broken sword to his last breath to protect his child. My mother, Aldada, she was ripped apart by monsters. Also, I might live to stand before you here and now. Galba, he was a hunter. But in the end, those arms that once drew a bow instead embraced Piso, his beloved son, as they both breathed their last. Pythias, the teacher, risked her life to save her students, but a burning beam fell on her, crushing her. And what of Livia, her daughter? Did she make it out alive? No, she didn't. Livia, Piso, and so many other children. My childhood friends. They were all swallowed by the black tide and turned into monsters. They kept saying the same thing over and over. Even up until the final moment, I finally steeled my heart and granted them eternal peace with my sword.
Here's what to kill him.
Fine. Aren't we the best of friends? That is the black tide. A looming threat that can bring Akuma to its knees any time. Kindness may have promised that with the 3 Titans of Calamity Con, Akuma will return to an era Chrysia once more. But much as it pains me, I must disappoint you. While the demigod of strife has done everything in his power to hold them back, they are still coming.
True. Very true.
By now, the name of that black-robed swordmaster, the Flame Reaper, has likely echoed throughout the city already. The roaring thunder is a message from the strife demigod. The Flame Reaper has risen from death, and they hunger for the core flames of the gods.
Great. We ain't gonna play him again? Huh. Oh, what happened? That God, give me a royal pain in my ass.
Lies! If such a powerful enemy is indeed approaching, why is Akuma still a picture of peace?
Exactly! The city of Akuma shows no signs of pandemonium or chaos. And why is that? I beg you, spare a moment to think about this. Are we able to stand here and hold this assembly in peace today because the danger has passed? No! This peace we enjoy is no gift of fate. We are able to stand here today only because the Chrysos heirs have stepped up and shielded Akuma from calamity. With her golden threads, Aglaya has preserved and continues to preserve these idyllic days that all of you hold dear. Council of Elders claims that Aglaya will one day forsake the people because her divinity is eroding her body and soul. But ask yourselves this. Rather than offering her aid and support, why do they choose to watch and push Akuma away from the Flame Chase journey? The answer that no one can bring themselves to speak of. A truth stained in blood and buried in greed, fear, and vanity. Allow me to lay it bare before you. It is because the Council of Elders, which bears Akuma's history and honor, along with this citizens' assembly we once took so much pride in, are now infested with vermin.
You insolent whelp! How dare you!
It is true that Aglaya has reached her limit. Why? Because she has been working tirelessly to weave the defenses of our holy city against the encroaching evil. All while these vermin are making up baseless accusations about her and scheming in the shadows. Not once has she ever failed Akuma. Yet these vermin attempt to tear her apart, tarnishing her name with unfounded allegations. She may have been blessed by divinity, but hasn't her heart always stayed true to humanity? They attempt to mislead and reduce this assembly to a crude standoff between gods and humans, but citizens of Akuma. Once more, I implore you to open your eyes and look at those around you. Examine them closely. Beneath all that finery, do you see the good heart of a human or the poisonous glands of a pest? Make your judgment. Then turn your gaze to the demigods, whom so many of you regard as cold and merciless. Do you not see the light of humanity in them? And those who wear the mask of humanity, yet utter only hurtful, slanderous words. Do you not see that their souls have been corrupted by power?
Okay, we're doing pretty good.
Yet, no matter what your answer is, and no matter who your vote goes to, rest assured that you have nothing to fear. For Aglaya, Tribios, and I will remain your faithful guardians and pledge our lives to upholding your decision. And this vow will stay true until the end of our days, where it will be passed on to future flame chasers. A steadfast and unwavering promise that shall endure through the ages.
Wow.
At the present time, on the scales of Talentum, those who call for the continuation of the Flame Chase journey, and those who demand its suspension.
Okay.
Each faction holds an equal share of votes, resulting in a perfect balance.
As expected. This is the moment when the Flame Chase journey is the closest to its end.
And now, it's your turn to vote, Lord Anaxagoras.
Is there anyone else who hasn't voted?
Kenley!
No, you're the last.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! You are a liar, actually!
For your
Because technically, Catcher didn't vote, Callus didn't vote, Don Hung's not around, so you're missing 3 votes.
I have long since made a decision.
Uh-oh.
Very well. May
Shut up. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Why do I have a bad feeling? Why do we bring up a bad feeling? Okay.
You've done well, Finan. Given the circumstances, delivering a rousing speech to stir up emotions was a prudent move. Thank you all for your patience. On behalf of the 7 sages of the Grove of Epiphany and the scholars of Amphorius, I, Anaxagoras, am ready to cast my vote.
Don't baby for the fun.
But before that, in the interest of fairness, Lady Goldweaver, I pose a question to you before all who are gathered here. Will you, as Finan has promised, stand by the decision made in the Assembly, regardless of outcome?
In the interest of fairness, I make no promises, lest it should influence your decision.
Very well. I thank you for your honesty.
Oh boy, here we go again. Alright, so what do you vote for? Is he voting against or 2? It's like, come on, make up your mind.
What's he doing?
The stakes are high. Let's be patient.
Cut the act! Who do you think you are wasting our time like this?
Lord Anaxa, please do not forget that I...
Rule number 1. Do not call me Anaxa. Rule number 2. Never interrupt me.
Wow.
Silence is golden.
Just vote already. What are you waiting for?
Oh, what was that?
I cannot help but wonder, is every hardship in the world something you will exploit and use to your advantage?
How else am I supposed to make use of this situation where my body and soul are separated? Oh, Circes. Or should I say Calypso? Accompany me on this final journey. Let us journey to the Netherrealm and see how she will substantiate the answer to your question and validate my decision. We need only to follow the sound of the tides.
What? Oh, back here again.
You are well done.
just as teacher. What a twist of fate. A blasphemer.
This droid is damn nuts. I'm trying to figure out who he voted for. I'm confused.
Kicking its mother in the belly after taking all her milk. I respect you immensely, sir, but you cherish the truth even more. So, child, do not be troubled by the criticisms I have borne. Do not let those voices hinder you as you forge ahead. As the sage of the Venerationists, I am duty-bound to oppose you. But, as your friend and mentor, and Exaverus,
I'm almost on break.
go forth, for the truth is already in your hands.
What do you mean by that?
Well, keep that in mind. Go now, child. Your lonely pursuit is about to welcome a new chapter.
Okay.
And when you reach the end of this journey, may we meet again with the truth before us. You have my word, sir. May Cersei's safeguard your thoughts. May Cersei safeguard your thoughts.
Okay.
You are right, Empedocles. My lonely pursuit is about to welcome a new chapter. I must be on my way now. May we meet again.
Okay, and.
What are you waiting for? Just cast your vote.
Silence! Silence, everyone!
Behold, Cersei's. Here at the center of the world, I shall write the final step of my proof. For this place is but one step away from the truth.
What do you mean? Oh, yeah, cutscene. What are you doing?
Professor, I completed the proof you wanted.
Thank you, Castorus.
What the hell? What's that?
The answer is plain as day. My vote goes to the
Goes
Flame
to?
Chase journey and nothing else.
No freaking way! He played the hell out of him! Literally!
The truth of this world.
Holy shit! Bro, he man so convinced he was such an asshole. Pardon my French, but he made it look wow.
The result is clear. Buy carefully and to
Hoo-hoo-hoo.
the Theoros.
Got them hands of the guy. Even though I still don't like him.
No, I guess you can't.
I think he just did.
Next, what have you? I hope you are prepared for the harsh punishment awaiting you.
He's already dead anyway.
My words, I
He's
will
on time
make
anyway.
sure that clever head of yours never forgets the price of betrayal.
Have you forgotten? I told you that happens to be one of my rare talents.
You put on such a grand performance just to aid their preposterous flame chase journey.
Performance? No, you are quite mistaken. I may be paranoid by nature, but I've always been known for my honesty.
Damn.
If you really understood me, Lady Kindness, you'd realize that I never had any interest in your pathetic little game of politics. Factions, standpoints, they are jokes in my eyes. I have never once switched sides. Because I, and I alone, am the truth.
Huh? What do you mean?
Lady Kindness, with all the citizens here as witnesses, we should honor the spirit of democracy and respect the decision of this assembly. I have observed that Arkham has chosen her destiny.
You
It seems not everyone is ready for the assembly to end. Very well. Let me entertain you for a little longer.
God
By
damn.
your leave, Lord Lycus.
Interesting. Elders and citizens, your attention, please. Stay for a moment more, if... What is this performer up to now?
Just
Alright.
moments ago, all of you made a decision on the fate of Amphorius. As a supporter of the Flame Chase journey, it pleases me to see the choice you have made. But I regret to say that I still harbor doubts about this outcome. Thus, I hereby challenge this resolution. Tell me, who
That game's come over to PS4. Wow, 5. Wow.
What?
will truly welcome the fairy
Chained Together.
Yeah. Me?
Not an easy game.
No, but
I've never played it myself, but I've seen other people
yeah, I
play
have
it.
too. But I would love to see if you, me, and Tony play together, and how crazy it would be to the fun.
Yeah, and it's pretty cheap.
Yeah, it's like $7, I think, something like that.
Oh, my end is a little bit cheap. That.
Yeah, well, you remember over here, it's, you know, the difference.
Yeah.
You, the one acting so
I'd try it.
wise and profound.
I'll probably
And
regret
it is
that.
a PS4 edition.
Oh,
I
that's
think.
even.
Yeah.
Oh, that's even better. That means we can put on the external hard drives.
No? Fine. Next.
One YouTuber I watch play it, and they have no coordination at all.
Yeah.
Do you dare swear by it in front of the Titan?
All you can hear is them arguing for half an hour.
Useless. Your turn, then. With that smug look of yours, you must be confident that the Flame Chase journey is the best course to take, right?
Hey, mind your tongue.
So, no one? I see. In that case, fine. Answer me this. Your speech was filled with such passion just now. How confident, then, are you in making this promise?
Professor, what are you doing?
That game looks dark.
Let him continue with his performance.
Will you look at that? Even Finan and Aglaya lack the courage to make such a promise. And what's even more absurd is that no one but I can promise you this new world. And yet, the Assembly passed the resolution anyway. But you needn't worry, because I knew better than to trust you good for nothings. That is precisely why I am here today. To give you one final lecture. Now listen up and listen well. I, Anaxagoras of the Grove of Epiphany, hereby declare everything that the Flame Chase journey promises is true. Finan of Ides Elysiae, the prophesied demigod who shall succeed Kephali, will reforge each and every one of us in the new world with his complete, intact memories.
What?
The core flame-bearing titans were the Chrysos heirs of yesterday, and the Chrysos heirs who carry the core flames today will become the titans of tomorrow.
Yep, that's what I figured.
All of our souls shall endure for eternity in the miracle of the world bell. And all under Kephali's protection shall step into that new world.
What? Are you saying that we must bow down to you and worship you even in our next lives? Enough, you blasphemous imbecile! How dare you try to deceive us with all these
This is funny.
lies and falsehoods? How can you prove?
Easy.
I told you, don't interrupt me.
My statements are based on my experiments on the divine body of Kefali themselves. You heard me correctly, everyone. With the tacit approval of Kindness and the Council of Elders, I fused my soul with the god through alchemy and learned the truth behind Era Nova.
Wow.
Ah, got your game.
Isn't that
Being tricky?
blasphemy?
One of the Avatar extras is on offer at the minute. The other one will still be a newer release, so it's not as cheap.
And the
Right.
Council of Elders, which granted me consent and aided in committing this atrocity, should face punishment alongside me.
By the gods, even Kindness has betrayed Akuma.
Ooh.
I had no knowledge of his transgressions. He did that on his own. The Council of Elders bears no responsibility for his actions. Lord Lygus, as the esteemed Theoros, are you going to simply stand by and allow the Council of Elders to be dragged through the mud?
Yes.
If the accusation is true, I will acknowledge it. If not, my conscience stands unburdened. Lady Kindness, the reputation of the Council of Elders was not built in a day, nor will it be shattered overnight. Repercussions await those who fool the people, and punishment must be meted out on those who abandon their vows. We should respect this beautiful city and her people.
Can I please stop? My brain's gonna fry right now.
You, Lady Aglaya, the Gold Weaver, I humbly ask that you take on the responsibility of overseeing this judgment in the name of the fairness of Talantin and the justice of Kefali. Considering the circumstances
Wait, what's that mark on our chest?
and in accordance with Agama's codex, as the only demigod among us, you shall rightfully wield this authority.
The honor is mine.
Can I stop for now? Because
Elders and citizens,
I swear to God, game, do not make me go overboard.
Anaxagoras
Because if
of the
so, I'm
Grove
in
of
deep shit.
has
I
made
got like
his
8
statement
minutes.
clear.
Uh-oh.
As per Akima's codex,
I may be in deep shit.
I request all present citizens to stand with me in exercising the right of judgment. First, Elder Kindness of Akima and Lygus the Theoros stand accused of neglecting their duties and abusing the law, leading to the egregious blasphemy against a god. In the names of Talantin and Kefali, Akima is to form a committee before the 7th action hour to conduct an investigation and disclose the...
Curse you!
Oh, he is
Now,
ticked.
concerning Anaxagoras of the Grove of Epiphany, he has confessed to grave blasphemy against Kefali.
Grave
In
blasphemy.
the names of Talantin and Kefali, the accused must be allowed to hear the people's voice prior to the execution.
Professor.
Let him die! Let him die! Let him die!
What decision will you make, Lady Goldweaver?
Enough with the hesitation, Aglaya. This is not like you. Let him die!
Oh my, can I stop repeating it a million times? I heard it.
Then, in light of the people's voice,
3,
O
2,
Talantin on high,
1.
may you bring death upon him.
Oh, now it's running on to us. Alright, once it's able, like, you know, I can move around freely, I am stopping. People... Wait, we're here? Oh. My God. Castris!
Allow me to reintroduce myself. I bore the name of Castris while walking among the mortals. And now, I stand as the demigod of death, the living side of Thanatos. Welcome to my realm, where the west wind ends. Every departed soul who has arrived here has expressed the same. Did you know? Every flower here was planted by Thanatos himself. These flowers were originally both lifeless and immortal, but in the first rain brought by the River of Souls, they were given new life, flourishing as the bearers of countless
Castris, I
souls.
swear you better not be giving up your life, girl. I swear.
And it is my duty as the master of death to tend to their well-being and foster their growth in this serene haven.
No! You gotta think about what's to the end of the journey!
Similar to the structured cycle of life and death in the mortal world, these flowers too shall wither and fade, returning to the earth and then ascending to the sky with mist and tides. Eventually, they will descend to the mortal land as gentle rain. Every soul undergoes the perpetual cycle of reincarnation, albeit in varied forms, until the world meets its end. Yet, sadly, there's no time left for Amphorius to wait for when the flowers bloom again. Now, death is the power at my fingertips. It once led the souls of the deceased here, but I shall open the gate of the netherworld and return you to the realm of the living. In exchange, please take the core flame of death with you and complete the flame chase journey. Do not let our work thus far be in vain.
You're not coming back?
Just like the other demigods, I will stay here and embrace my destiny.
Well, sorry, Captain, you're coming back. Because, like, technically that won't make any sense that she'd be a playable unit.
Easy to guide a lost soul back to the mortal realm. The whispers of death are sweet and alluring. If your determination wavers, you will succumb.
My determination is getting back to living and bring you with me.
Netherworld's grass. Please consider this a one-time exception. I will do everything in my power for the flame chase journey. And for your life, the only life I can save.
I'll do my best.
I am glad to hear that.
Castris, don't do this! Wait, what the wait, you want pause? Pause and save, yes, please. I am not doing that right now. If I do much more of that story, I'm gonna lose my mind. Holy crap. It's bringing me freaking tears, man. I don't like it. She's gotta literally stay there in hell, basically. Or in the afterlife, technically. Are they trying to make me cry? God damn it. Oh. Well, I think that's gonna be a good point to drop in to Dragonia and the D&D Family Show. But right down. That book was kind of nutty, I'm not gonna lie. But it was kind of nuts. And then seeing what Anaxa did, holy crap! He played the council like a bunch of fools! That was nuts! I still don't let them know. And they're better waiting for Cal to at least come back. Like, she can stay in the realm, but at least come back and visit. My hope. So, anyways, if you enjoy, hit like, and comment. Thank you for watching. Hope to see no one of Honkai. With that time, we get our souls back, boys. Hell yeah. So, see y'all then. Later.